Hi, chicas. Welcome back to another episode of Chica We Got This. This is your host, Mari Elisa. You can call me Mari because we're friends now. And I am here with my friend Leezandra, this little
Hi,
cutie.
friends.
I'm so happy that you're
Hi.
here.
No, thank you for having me. It's been so good getting to know you already, even like the beginning of all of this.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited to be here with you 100%.
Yay. Yes, we were bonding you guys a little before this. She's a fellow podcaster with the podcast Latina
Yes.
Talk. So go ahead and follow her on Instagram and you can find her episode on Spotify. So definitely get ready because she's about to blow up and you must hop on the train before it runs off. But girl,
Thank you. I
Lisandra.
claim all of that energy. Yes.
Right, right. Yes, I claim because it's mine. You can't take that away from
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. So you guys remember that this is a new phase for Chica We Got This because I'm inviting people from the Latina follow train that was going on TikTok. And if you haven't hopped on, where were you? Please hop on now so you can get the support for all of the Latinas out there who are supporting all the other girlies who hopped on. So definitely don't miss out. And also make sure to follow our girl on Instagram, Latina Talk Podcast. Okay. So, Lisandra, please tell me, what made you get up in here in my space?
Yeah, no, I'm really glad I came across that trend. Like, I wasn't even the original, because you know how TikTok works. Like, the algorithm with TikTok is insane. So, when I posted my own, like, Latina trend TikTok, I was like, whatever, it's not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? You always
Mhm.
have that doubt. But then all of these videos kept popping up, and then yours came up, and I was like, this is meant to be. Like, we need to, like, hop on this and just make sure we're being heard because there's just not enough of us in this space. So I'm really glad we're connecting and getting this space open for us because
Right,
yeah.
right. I feel like there's like space, but it's just kind of like you just sit there and you're like, I'm not gonna get in there. Like if
Yeah.
I don't have like 10K followers or like have a makeup brand or this or
Mhm.
that, like you're not gonna see me in there. So I thought, why not open the doors to the podcast that I already cannot do by myself
Mhm.
and just let the girlies come in. Like I love banter. So I thought, why not have them hop on, tell me whatever. We don't even have to talk about your story. I just like to bond. And so far, so great.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
very
been
happy
so
about it.
great.
Yes. So is that something that you're looking to do with your podcast? Like what is it gonna be like listening to your podcast?
Yeah, so I am from Massachusetts, right? So growing up, I went through a lot of things. So growing up, like I didn't really heal from any of that. So as an adult, I feel like you kind of go back to that child and you're like, I really need to like start this process. So I decided to make a journal, a like healing journal while I was in the middle of therapy. And that's what like really gave me the drive to start the podcast, just to bring that journal to life. So now I'm going to be reading off my journal entries from like the past year and
Yeah.
doing that in the podcast. Yeah. But I also have like little surprises. Like I'm doing interviews with all of my friends, which by the way, I didn't realize how amazing my friends friends, like PA friends, music industry, like it's just insane. So I'm really excited to interview all of them. And then we're gonna do little segments of like girl talk. So we'll like ask questions on Instagram and then talk about them on the podcast.
Yay!
Yeah.
That is literally such an original idea, though. I love that you're doing that. What
Yeah.
like,
Thank you.
it's very vulnerable to
Yeah,
put yourself
very.
out there
It's
and
so
literally read
scary.
what you went through. What kind of
Hmm.
told you, like, "Yeah, let's do it," like, "I'm willing
Yeah.
to do this." What went in your head?
Yeah. I think for me, it's just like wanting to have like that community And I know I'm not the only one that has been through as many things as I have. So I think that it's important for people to relate to others, especially others that are in our community, like Latinas and Latinos, and everyone in our community for sure.
Wow. Well, I'm very happy you're doing that. You are in
Yeah.
a safe space, and
Yes.
welcoming all these great, great stories that we're gonna hear, and we're gonna be very proud to hear your progress. I already
Thank
feel it.
you.
Like, I know you're gonna do great. So tell me what kind of, like, do you normally listen to podcasts? Like, is there one that kinda comes to
Mhm.
your head that you're like, "I love this podcast?"
Yeah, so one of the podcasts that I'm obsessed with is Know For Sure podcast, and I don't know if you know of them. It's like Megan Brooks, and I forgot the other girl's name, but and then the other one, the girls are from the UK, and it's called The Girls Bathroom, and they're like more of like a girl positive
Yeah.
podcast, which I absolutely love. Um, but for the last year, I was going through a very bad breakup in the last year. So I feel like podcasting and like podcasts what like got me through, like just listening to other stories and like realizing that I'm not the only one that's going through, what I was going through. So yeah, it's just a sense of community for me, I think.
Yeah, and I think just like, as I'm going into this podcast world as well, I've seen that community is kind of what made the people that are doing six figures, on social media now, is the fact
Mm-hmm.
that they made a community and made it, kind of like, not VIP, but, like, that's what got people to pay, is like,
Yeah.
"I wanna be a part of this community," and, that's just they're monetizing off a community, and that's great, but that's what we're trying to do, but with coming from a good place. Not saying that
Right.
people that do it from a bad place, or that those are them, but for Latinas, if we don't do this out of the goodness of our heart and out
Mm-hmm.
of a sense of, like, bringing us together when other people wanted us to separate, like, just be somewhere else,
Yeah.
then, what are we doing here? How are we doing anything good for our Latinas?
Yeah.
But as a Latina, I do wanna ask you kind of like, what do you think is holding back, like, other Latinas, maybe even, like, Latinas that are teenagers right now? Like, what do
Mm-hmm.
you think is holding us back from really embracing our Latinidad?
So I'm gonna answer that as if it was me, because what was holding me back is that trauma and everything that I went through as a kid. I think that was like my mind would always go back to that child, and as a child, like I sometimes wasn't able to be myself because of everything that I was going through. So I think trauma is definitely the key, or generational trauma is something that is holding all of us back, which that's why I created this, because I want everyone to be out of that and to heal all of that. So,
Okay, that's awesome. And is there like a word that you can use? And I know this will get a little personal, but hey,
yeah.
it's girl talk. But is there some word that can help describe kind of what your childhood was like? I know for me, I would say the word lonely. Like I spent
Yeah.
all my hours alone and like I had siblings, they're just half and they weren't there. So, like, is there a word that kinda helps you describe what your upcoming was like?
I would say chaos. And that sounds awful, but that's the honest truth. Like at the time, you're a kid and the world seems a little too big for what you can handle. And yeah, it was very chaotic. But I'm glad to be on the other side of that and realize that like maybe I needed to go through all of it just to be where I am now. So I try therapy really helped with this, but I tried not to go back to that child. Instead, I tried to like talk to that
Mhm.
inner child and just make sure that like she feels safe and she's good where she is.
Is there something that you would like something that that you're constantly telling your child? I know I tell my little inner self all the time, yes, that is very interesting because I was always
Mm-hmm.
trying to show people things like I did this or, I'm trying to start
Yeah.
that, and, like, I always wanted someone to tell me, "That's awesome, like, I see you." So is there something that you would have wanted to tell that kid?
Yeah, I see you is definitely a big one. But I always try to remind myself that I'm safe and that nothing is as big as you think.
Mhm.
That's definitely key for sure.
Yes, and you said that you have siblings. Were they there
Mhm.
with you through it?
So growing up, it was me and my sister, and then my brother. So we're the oldest, the three oldest.
Mhm.
So I'm the oldest of seven, by the way. So there's
Wow.
yeah,
I
five
see
on
what
my
you say,
mom's side.
chaos.
Yes, chaos. There's five on my mom's side, and then two step siblings on my dad's side, and we're all very close. So for a majority of the part, it was like me and my sister, and then my brother lived with his father. But me and my sister lived with our grandmother, so that's how we were raised.
Oh, that's beautiful. And is
Yeah.
there like kind of like is there one person that I guess you want to shout out here and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Text me back."
Text me back. No, we are not doing that. We're choosing ourselves. We are choosing ourselves. No,
Oh
I I was talking about this the other day, but I don't know if you follow Monet on TikTok. Um,
yes.
isn't she so beautiful? I love her. But
Yes.
I saw one of her videos that said, if you're not in addition, like I don't need you. Like I'm whole. I have my friends. I have my family.
Mhm.
I have my career. I have everything. If you're not adding to that, then we're nothing. We're not going to get anywhere. So
I
yeah,
agree.
I'm choosing myself in that sense. Um,
Yes.
but I would definitely want to shout out my sisters. My sisters have been with me through the roughest times this year, and I'm just glad they're still by my side because I don't think I would be if I was on their side of this story.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. How do you guys bond? Like, what do you guys like to do together?
So me and my younger sister, I know this sounds really bad, but you know Hispanics, we all drink. we
Yep.
we all drink. So she's only 20, but I like to drink with her because she's so funny. And then my other sister, we go out to eat and stuff like that, or like yeah, and she has a puppy, so I always like to have a little
Oh,
puppy. Yeah, he's so
right.
cute.
Oh, that's great. Do you see them often?
I haven't seen. Well, I saw my sister for my birthday. My birthday was last month, and she came over to Houston because I live in Houston now. So she came from Massachusetts to Houston to visit me for my birthday, and that's the last time I saw her. But my other sister I
Mhm.
haven't seen in a little bit. So
Yeah. Well, you
yeah.
best believe I'm going to Houston because
Yes, please
yes,
come. That would
right,
be
there are
so
so
much
many
fun.
girlies over there, and if I don't just book a trip, I'm gonna
No,
be so mad with myself.
I just got the greatest idea. We should do a meetup, a
That's
Houston
what I'm
meetup.
thinking. Have a
Yes,
brunch and, like, book out a
yes.
whole, like, you know how they do the long table?
Oh my god. Okay,
Yes,
let me write this in my notes. Meetup.
right, right.
We have to yes, 100%.
Yes. So definitely let's do that, and, we can set up a Google form for girlies to sign up and
Yes.
go through that and see who's really, really, really down and have a bomb ass Sunday. Like, I think
Yes.
that's a great idea.
That
Yes.
is a great idea. And we oh my god,
Yes,
yeah. We can have like people speak and stuff like that. Just tell us like their
exactly.
stories. That'd be amazing.
Exactly. So let's make it happen. But other than like I know you travel a lot and I love
Mhm.
traveling. So kind of do you know a Latina hot girl tip for traveling? I know like one basic one is like drink a lot of water.
Yeah, what that is something I struggle with, drinking a lot of water. I have like my big water bottle and then
Yeah.
ice water right next to me. But like on the plane, I don't drink any water, and it's so bad because being up there is really dehydrating.
Yeah.
Um, I think a big tip is take care of your mind before anything because if you wear yourself out to the point where you're burnt out, you're not going to be able to do anything. And the first
Mhm.
thing you need to do when you get to the hotel or wherever you're staying is unpack and organize your things. Because for me, if I don't have anything organized, especially like in a hotel room where it's small, it's chaotic for me and my mind will just shut down. So, yeah.
Yeah. So would you say that like if we were to walk into your room, what does it look like?
I will show you the camera right now. How do I flip this? I can't flip it. But like that is my clothes. The bed looks a mess, but everything over there is like organized. And I put everything in like the little cubbies and stuff just to
Mhm.
make sure that I know where everything is and it's organized. Yeah.
Yes. I feel like there's sometimes 2 types of people in a trip, the one that unpacks right when they get there and the one that never unpacks at the
Yeah.
trip.
No, I used to never be like that. I used to
No?
never be like that. That was not me. But after a while, because I've been traveling for my job for about like 2 years now. So I kind of just got over it, like just being disorganized and not
Nice.
knowing like where everything is. Like it's just so chaotic for me. So that I definitely have to do that now or I won't survive. Especially
Oh,
because I'm here for like 2 weeks. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good enough time for you to unpack and definitely, like, make that your space.
Yeah.
Okay, so girl, I wanna ask you, because with all this travel, like, let's do a quick little, like, first answer that comes to mind
Okay.
about all your travels. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, number 1, best city that you've ever been to?
Nashville.
Nashville.
Yes, Nashville is a
Woo!
blast. Like your
I've
inner like
heard.
cowgirl definitely comes out. Like you want to be with the cowgirl hat, the cowgirl boots. Like you just want to like hold down like in Nashville. That's
Yes. Be the one right in the front of the line dancing.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Worst city that you've been to?
Worst city is probably Erie, Pennsylvania, or is PA Pennsylvania?
I
Yeah,
was like,
right.
"What is that?"
Yeah, it's the worst. Like there's nothing to do for miles. And also Shelby in North Carolina, the worst. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is there something that happened or is just really boring?
No, it's just really boring. Like there's no good food, nothing to do. The hotel is like in the middle of nowhere.
I'm
So, yeah.
dead. Okay. Least expensive,
The least expensive. I don't think that's a thing, girl.
right? I don't think that's how
I don't
just
think
the
that's
fact
a
that you get out
thing.
of your house
Home.
is already expensive.
Right? Home is the least expensive.
Yes, let's go with that because that's just encouraging all these girls that be trying to travel when they really it's, like, under their means, you know? Yes, okay.
Yes.
What about most beautiful?
Mm. I would probably say Colorado Springs. Yeah, the mountains, especially
Yes.
when there's snow over the mountains, so beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, because I went to Colorado Springs and I went to Colorado as well, but in Colorado, I got to experience mountains and snow, and let me
Yeah.
tell you, when you stand there in the quiet, in the snow, and all you hear is the crunch of your feet,
Mhm.
I was like, "I literally don't believe I'm in Earth right now." Like, this has to be a whole other world. So,
Yeah.
but with that being said, do you like the snow? Do you like the heat? Like, what is your environment?
I think the fall is definitely like my middle ground.
Mhm.
But now that I live in Houston, I kind of miss the snow. Like I don't miss cleaning it up. But I miss seeing it and experiencing like snow days inside the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think fall is like my middle ground. It's not too hot, not too cold. You can wear like fall clothes. The fall weather is like perfect to me, especially in
Oh,
Massachusetts. If you've ever been to Salem during the fall, it's so beautiful.
I feel like it's the vibe,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, it's like witchy vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't I drove by a city called Salem, but I don't think it was in Massachusetts because I would have remembered I'd been there. I think it was, like, on my way up to South Carolina. I don't remember, but girl, I would live in a city called Salem, no problem. Like, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little, like, have you actually traveled with friends or a boyfriend? Like, I love traveling, so I've
Yeah.
been diving in this topic, but have you traveled with other people? And let me t tell me if you agree.
Yes.
A trip will make it or break it for you with you and that friend,
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
right?
Especially if you're not on the same vibe. Like, for me, I like to experience everything. Like, I'm not the type to wake up at 7 a.m. to do something, But waking up at like a good like 9, 10 to go out, go to the beach, do whatever we have to do. But I feel like I can't go with friends who aren't willing to, like, this sounds so bad, but like spend money. Like we're on vacation.
What did you come here to do?
Yeah. Like I want to experience these things. Like if there's a bar down the street, I want to go walk there and drink every
Mhm.
night if we have to. Like if that's the vibe, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Exactly. Have you ever had,
Yeah.
like, an occasion that, like, it was, like, butting heads? Like, I remember I was traveling with a friend, and if you're listening to me, chica, I miss you. But anyway, she it was her first time, like, traveling. I think it was her first time on a plane,
Oh.
and the flight got canceled, and she's a nervous wreck. So, the flight got canceled. It was horrible to drive to the airport, and what else was it? Oh, it was, like, delayed, and then canceled after 2 hours of waiting. So you
Oh
best
my.
believe she was stressed as fuck. She tends to take her stress out on people, and
Mm-hmm.
I was the only person there, and
Oh, you
it
poor
was for
thing.
Vibra Urbana, and you already know that you pay, like, $250 for those tickets, so she was,
Mm-hmm.
like, a nervous wreck. That trip broke us. You already know that trip broke us. So, like, I don't know, do you have any instance where it was, butting heads and it just, like it was like, "Girl, come on."
Yeah. I honestly could not tell you a bad experience that I've had. But I I went to PR during the summer with my sister, her boyfriend, and then my best friend, and that was the most fun I've ever had on a trip
Yay.
ever. Yeah, like I always go back to that because I'm like, oh, I would spend every day just like that if I could. But
Yes.
yeah, we got to experience PR in like a different way. So my family's from the city, they're from San Juan, and my sister's family's from Salinas. So we went to Salinas instead of going to the city this time. And yeah, El Campo,
Different.
that's where it is. Like, that's where it's at. I didn't realize that until I experienced that, but I would do that all over again.
Right, it's a whole different vibe, and it's just like you feel like you have a secret piece of the island that all the
Yeah,
tourists are not gonna
yeah.
know.
And you know what I love too is the locals know that like our Spanish is bad when we go there. Like especially for me, like my Spanish is so bad. But they don't care. Like they don't look at you any type of way. They don't judge you, nothing. And it feels so good. And like even being on the island, you don't want to do certain things because you're like, I don't know if I'm being disrespectful or you know what I mean? Like you just want to be
Mhm.
respectful to everyone. But all we kept hearing was like, this is your island too, like this is your home, and I love that so much. It makes me so happy.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I think the basics that we need is for you to not be rowdy and really making a whole scene up in there. Like, that's
Yeah,
the basic. Once you don't do that, I swear we'll love you. We'll literally
yeah,
tell you, "This is your home, come back." We don't see you any different, and we also kind of, like what can we say when all of us in the island, we all look every which way. We all ha some people have curly hair, some people have straight hair,
mm-hmm,
some people are white, some people are very dark, like, how do I know that you're not Puerto Rican and that you don't live,
right,
like, down the street, you know?
mm-hmm,
So, it's just a welcoming environment that I agree, like, is a little different, and I wish people would be more, um, open to seeing us as open people.
yeah. I
Um
think people go there thinking that they're still in America, which technically they are, but it's different. It's different. And yeah, we just have to be respectful and like understand that not everything is like America there. So
Literally, we are not Florida. Like, you don't come
right.
here for your I mean, you can come here for spring break, you can come here for anything, but don't act like it's a s I don't know, like, it's just sometimes I really
Yeah.
dislike when you really just be doing the most,
Yeah.
and especially, like, in places where it's kind of like, you know that what you're doing is chaos in this
Mm-hmm.
city, like, you know that. I don't know, it's just kinda it makes you feel like trash because it's like, I can't get out of this island, and you're really up here vacationing and then doing all this noise, doing all this
Yeah.
shit, and it's like, I don't know, I just would like for you to see us and my island as more than just a vacation spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's asking for too much, but hey, bienvenidos a Puerto Rico, you know? It's like, welcome, just chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they be coming and not even knowing about the hurricane, so it's kind of like, you don't know what we've been through, and
Right.
like, it's like and I hate to dive into this a little, but this is my last point, it's
No,
like,
please,
imagine
let's talk about it.
right?
Yes.
I didn't get to experience the hurricane. My parents did, because I haven't lived with my parents for, like, 7 years now.
Mm.
So, I heard of, like, how it kind of was like, and it still breaks my heart, and the way that I see it is, like, we went through a hurricane, and then you don't even know about it. You don't, like, try and, like, learn, and then you come up in here, and that's the one of the biggest ways that we get our resources is through tourism,
Yeah.
and then you come here and act a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like laughing in my face.
Yeah.
It's like you struggle to open this little store in the corner, and then when you come in, you bring all these people, and, like, you're just being crazy about it, and it's like, it really breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like, I would like you to treat this space that I clean up and open up for you with some respect.
Yeah. Yeah. As if it's your home. And I think that's
Exactly.
where people lack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, especially with people like visiting La Perla, like, you can't go in there thinking that, like, you can put your feet up and everything is going to be
Chill out and be
sunshine. It's like,
cool. No.
no, like, get your food, enjoy the scenery, and mind your business. Like, that's nobody wants to be recorded in their own home. Like, how
Literally,
does that not make sense to you?
that's why I'm like, do your research before you go somewhere.
Yeah. And then all these stories come out and we're these horrible people, but like, have you not learned learned your lesson by now? Like,
Literally, it's
you don't
literally all
Google
over
where you're
TikTok.
going.
Just watch one TikTok, and I swear you'll learn a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, just research a little, like, and the people that live there, they know. Like, I didn't go to La Perla till this year. I'm
Yeah.
23, and, like, I lived there since I was born. I moved out when I was 16, but I travel back all the time, so, like, esa es mi casa, that's my home. But I know that La Perla ain't nothing. When you go
Hmm.
to if you wanna go to La Perla, you must be careful, and
Yeah.
there's nothing down there that you need to go see.
Hmm.
Like
So my grandmother was raised there. So
mhm,
that's why I always go back. And my cousin had he worked at a bar there, and when I went to visit with my mom last May, and we hung out there all day long, and it was no problem. We went at night. There was no issue. But like,
mhm,
obviously we're Puerto Rican, so we know how to act,
mhm.
especially while we're there. But like, that area is just something that, why are you recording? There's really nothing like interesting there besides like music and drinks and stuff like that. Like, that, yeah, that's, I don't know, it's just ridiculous to me. And if
Yeah.
you go there, like, do what you're supposed do, whatever
Just get what you
you,
want, chill out,
yeah, and
um
then leave.
yeah, exactly, like, I went in December, and I went with a group of friends that I had linked up with after years of not seeing them after high school, and one of them, I think she was doing, like, a phone call. She wasn't even trying nothing. She was just, like, on her phone, and she was like, "Look at this cute cat," and then one guy came up, and he was like, "Stop recording the cat right now." Like, ¿qué tú haces? ¿Qué tú estás grabando? And girl, she froze. She was like, "That's why I never come to La Perla." Like, my m I like,
Oh my
I don't
god.
know why we went because I had never been, and I was like, "Let's just get a drink somewhere else and walk around." And we
Yeah.
went, and it was chill, but I'm just like, unless there's something I really want from La Perla, I'll go, but if not,
Yeah.
I I'm good. I can be other places and avoid,
Yeah.
like, anything.
Confrontation. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. But I
Yeah.
got my taste of La Perla, and I'm good. I might go back when it's a little more popping because it was completely empty. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and what else did you do in Puerto Rico?
Besides that, we did a lot. We went to a few waterfalls. We went to the Pink Ocean. I don't know if you've heard of that. I think
Oh,
it's when,
the salt, La Playa Rosada?
yeah, I don't know if that's what
It
it's called. Is it?
I
It
don't think so.
was beautiful though,
It's,
but
like,
obviously you
something
can't.
about salt.
Yeah, it's near Cabo Rojo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did go to Cabo Rojo, but we didn't. I don't think we stayed that long. We like went to the beach, then we went home, and then we went to. Oh my God, we went to so many places. I can't even think about anything right now, but it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. What?
Yay! I took my friend there and, like, she's like, "I need to go back," and I took her to, um, Culebra.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been there.
Girl, do it.
Yeah,
Even if it's just one day, just show up hella early, and it was the she and I still talk about that day.
yeah,
Still,
that
to this
sounds
day.
fun. Puerto
Yes,
Rico
it
is a
was
lot of fun. There's a lot of shit you can do there. Yeah.
I agree, but I will say, and people hate me for this, but as a half Dominican, I must promote, but
DR,
I think
yes. Please, I
DR,
give you the mic.
girl, it's just DR where it's like, it's not where it's at, but let
I've
me tell you,
never
it's so
been.
cheap. It's so look, okay,
Mhm.
imagine you're in a very fancy restaurant, like, they have towels in their, like, arms, and, like, it's nice and fancy, low lit. You're just like, "Whoa."
Wow.
Yes, and girl, the personal pretty big pizza is $11.
Oh, what? I need to go.
Right?
I need to go. I've
So,
never been to DR. Yeah.
it is very cheap, just, people aren't paid enough over there, so everything's cheaper over there, and everything just looks better because they were smart about it and just made everything look so fancy,
Yeah.
and, I would say it's like Puerto Rico, but on steroids. It's just, of course, bigger, and
Yeah.
everything's just bigger, really, and more
Yeah.
beaches, and it was honestly I used to go every year when I was a kid, and now I'm like, I wanna
Yeah.
go every
I'm
month.
the same way. Yeah. I used to go to PR when I was younger. I used to have to fly by myself going to PR. Yeah.
¿A qué
When I was
edad?
a
How old were
kid.
you?
Um, oh my God, I was probably like 9.
You've been
Yeah.
traveling alone since you were young. I started when I was, like,
Literally.
14 or 13 or
Yeah.
something, so
I was like, yeah, I was just getting out of like the 4th grade. I think that's when you're like 9, right? Like 9 or 10. Yeah.
girl, I don't know.
I'm
But that's
trying
awesome, though. Do you
to.
feel, like, confident traveling? Like, I'd be, like, seeing other people stress when they travel, I'm like,
Oh
"Calm
my
down."
God. I'm like, I'm the same
Right?
way. Like, where are you running to? Like,
Right?
it's not that serious.
And then I see them, like, struggling with their papers, and they're like, "I gotta make sure to have my thing on my hands," and, like
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." I sometimes wanna help out and be like, "Calm down, you're just gonna put your shoes there, and then take out your laptop
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
walk right through."
Yeah.
But yes, oh my god. So tell me, let's try something a little different, some different topic. Is there something that you can tell us Latinas about, like, kind of your teenage years and, like, becoming an adult? Because you told me you were 27, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so give me some tips because 'cause I'm 23 and, a lot of changes are happening. So, like, what was your
Hmm.
20s so far? Has it been like? Like, what should I know, look out for, some tips and tricks?
I so from my 20s, I was in a relationship for most of it. So I was in a relationship for 5 years. And in that time, I don't think that I was able to become the person that I am now. So I think one big tip is if you're not feeling the relationship that you're in, stop wasting your time. Stay alone until you can have that like true love story because it's not worth it. Losing yourself over someone else is never worth it. And that's something that I am now like learning and, getting through because it's definitely been a journey, but I love every second of getting to know who I am now as an adult. And I wouldn't change anything, but that's something that like I always think about. Like maybe I shouldn't have wasted my time for 5 years and knowing that like we weren't gonna end up together at the end of it. But it's been a really, really exciting journey for me to like develop and get to know what I'm really like and what I like in general. Like even in like relationships or like anything at all, anything. Yeah.
Oh, and is there like what would you say you lost the most? Like what part of you did you get to know the least or what did you have to give up?
Honestly, everything within myself. Like I feel like in my relationship, I made it like my mission to make sure that my partner was happy and okay, and I never took care of myself.
Mhm.
So that's something that I'm still working on now, even being outside of it, is that like the only person that I have is me. And if I'm not in a good place, then nothing else is going to be in order. So I need to get everything lined up and have myself be mentally okay to be able to like keep going.
Yeah, I feel like I know where you're coming from. Like, kind of the words that you're using and everything is kind of like signaling to me kind of what I went through as well. So tell me, what is like, I guess this could help answer my question. Do you sometimes feel triggers by like certain people and certain words, even and like actions that they do that you're like, oh, I really don't want to go back there?
Yeah, I think for me, when someone is narcissistic, is obviously a red flag, right?
Here we go. We are on the same page, girl.
That's obviously a very red flag, like nice and bright.
Yeah.
But I think for me is when someone isn't being attentive towards me and is only paying attention to like what they're doing and what they have going on and what's going to make them feel right instead of looking at who is in front of them and making sure that that person is all right as well, because at the end of the day you have to make sure you're good. But if you're dating, I feel like you have to make sure that your other, like whoever you're with, is also comfortable and um, also striving because
Yeah,
it's
it
it's
should be
hard.
a team. It should be like both of us, not just one, and it should be really a lot of people, like, think that when you go into a relationship, it's like, "What can I get out of it?" But it should
Yeah.
really be, "What can I give someone?"
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly right. And I always
Yeah.
preach about that. Like if you're not adding to me, then we're not doing this.
Literally, I cannot handle another minus. Like, if you're
Yeah.
not adding to my life, I'm sorry, but the access has been denied.
Yes. Yeah, and I can't handle another talking stage either. Like I'm over it. I'm over
Girl, I could go
it.
on and on about that because it's so exhausting to have to explain yourself and know and, like, get to know yourself at the same time. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't it's too mu I'm too much to explain, and if you don't know me already, I just don't know.
Yeah.
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 So so it's been how long, if you don't mind me asking, since you've gotten out of that relationship?
It's been a year. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Keep it up,
very,
girl.
very long year, but it's been honestly amazing. Everyone at the beginning was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry!" Like, because we were engaged, so I always had like a ring on. But now, like when I stopped wearing it, everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry," and like feeling so bad. And I'm like, "Girl, I'm the happiest I've ever been." Like,
Sorry about what?
sorry,
Be sorry for
sorry about
him.
what? Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah.
So what kind of, like, what helps you most during the, like, first few days? Because sometimes those first few days can really, like, be like you just wanna be in a hole and stay in that hole
Mm-hmm.
forever. Um, and for some people, it can also be like another day. It's all
Yeah.
good. Happy Monday, just going to work. So, like,
Yeah.
what were the first few days for you like?
So I actually talk about this in my first episode of my podcast, but I didn't give enough. I didn't give myself enough time to heal. So at the beginning, I was like, go, 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 like working, traveling, doing all this stuff. But I didn't actually sit down with myself to process it because in my mind, I was okay, which is not true.
Mhm.
Like you can't go overnight from being with someone and splitting all these bills to being completely alone the next day and all of that responsibility is solely on you. So yeah, I definitely did not give myself enough time to heal, which looking back now I regret because you definitely need to sit down with yourself and just make sure you're good. Like if you need a day to cry it out, do that, but I never did that. So I wouldn't know how to answer that. I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I
just
didn't do
weird.
it.
It can be just like it's different for everyone.
Mhm.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Yeah, let's go. It's
You just keep
Monday, but
moving.
too
Mhm.
busy right now, so I'm not really gonna cope." You
Yes.
Okay, and is there anything that kind of, helped you move forward, like a little accelerant, something that really did it for you when you were going through the breakup?
I think for me it was traveling
Yeah.
because I feel like I took a lot of trips last summer. So being like around my family and my sisters and my friends and just like giving myself time to be a 26-year-old girl and go out and do things and drink and party with my friends. Like that's something that like I feel like isn't like it's I feel like it's such a bad topic because people are like, oh, you party, but like sometimes you just need that. Like you just need
Yeah.
that night out with your friends to heal. And if that's what you need, that's okay. Like everyone heals different, and yeah, that's just what I did. I just spent time with my friends and like went to bars and drank and traveled and went to the beach and just was stupid 26-year-old me. So
Yes, but that's what you need, and I like that you said that, like, you just need to go out and with your friends to kind of heal, because a lot of people don't understand how healing it is to have a friend, and especially those
hmm
best friends are a huge part of, like, the healing process. Like, I think that if my best friend goes through a breakup, it ain't just her. We're
it's
going through
everyone. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because 'cause you're there for them, you know what they went through you know, you kinda have to be a little more accessible at times. Because at least I wanna be more accessible if my girl went through a breakup. I'm just like,
hmm
"Girl, call me anytime. Because right now it's
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
But, is has there been any time where and I've asked this to other girls that you kind of failed as a f well, I didn't ask them this, but I talked about friendship and kind of what
hmm
made you a good friend, and this question came up of, like, what, have you ever done that kind of made you feel that you failed as a friend?
So while I was in that relationship, I felt like I put all of my eggs into that basket and didn't give myself like enough time to hang out with my friends. And then that became an issue where we just didn't like we weren't friends anymore. And granted there was issues in between all of that, but I feel like I needed or I wish I did prioritize like each of my friends instead of just putting all of my attention to who I was with at the time.
Yeah, and, like, what was your excuse? Because I had to tell my friends all the time, like, "Oh, I have homework," or, just throw an excuse when I really just, like
Yeah.
just couldn't, not because I didn't want to, but, because I was manipulated not to.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever have an excuse that you threw out there that you were like, "Yeah, I can't," or this or that?
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily, well, maybe like the same excuses, like I'm just tired, because I have worked full time literally my entire life. So that I think that has always been like my excuse, and I have work in the morning, or I'm
Mhm.
tired and I can't do it. So yeah.
Yeah. Was there ever a point in time where you had to tell those friends, like, not tell them, but kind of, like, give them kind of like a shout of, like, "Help me," like, "Hey, I'm over here," like, I know I had one time that I had to call my friend, and I had to be like, "Can you please pick me up right now?" And she was like,
Hmm.
"What's happening?" And I'm like, "It's not all bad, I just really need you to
Need
pick
to
me
get
up."
out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was, like, literally running out of my apartment, and he was chasing me, and I was like, can we please hit it? Let's
Oh my
go."
God.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
so how long were you guys together?
girl, not even that long
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
amount of trauma I went through. Like,
Oh,
not that
see,
long.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to see exactly who he was before it was too late. So,
Yeah, that
but
I agree.
yeah. But to go back to that, I think the arguing with my friends was kind of my way of asking for help, but not directly asking for help.
Oh,
Yeah. But
yeah.
that's just me realizing it now. Like when I kind of like go back to the memories and like everything that happened, I feel like because I'm not the type of person to argue. Like I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. But when I'm in a really bad headspace or in a bad situation, I think that's my way of like I need help. Like please save me.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of going back to present, let's just brush that back and forget
Yeah.
all about it, but right now, tell me what's kind of helping you stay motivated to keep healing? I know you're journaling, so my first question is kind of what's helping you stay motivated? And then my other question is, I need you to tell me how you journal. Like, do you use
Yeah.
prompts? Like, I have a hard time writing.
Yeah. So let me get my book out.
Yes, because I, like, sometimes have to look up prompts. I, like, sometimes will just write whatever comes to mind, but I have a goal sometimes, and it's to heal certain things, and I just wouldn't even know how to approach it.
Yeah. So that's exactly why I made this because while I was in therapy, journaling was like my second outlet and it would always help me. But when I'm free writing, I just go and go and go and I don't really focus on like what is actually the issue. So I just came up with questions. So every day you have a prompt. So let me show you an empty one. So it would have like a quote of the day, intentions, manifestations, and affirmations all in one entry. And then you can do like a self care of the day. I usually always put like skincare in that one. And then the prompt is on the other side. So this prompt is, what is a memory you always go back to and why? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
So
then
I'll
you can even choose if it's gonna be a positive prompt or not.
Yeah,
It's
and then every other one, so I it's like a prompt, and then one is empty, and you can just write whatever you want on there. Because I know for me, being like free writing is not for me. It doesn't work for me. But I know it works for a lot of people, so I wanted to include everyone in that.
yeah.
So
Well, let me know what keeps you motivated, and then let's try a prompt together. What do you think?
yeah, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what keeps me motivated is knowing that if I don't keep going, I'll still be in that same place. So I look back at my old self from a year ago and I'm like, okay, well, if I didn't do this, this, and that, I wouldn't be here now. And I think that's what keeps me pushing for sure.
I love that. I'm definitely using this little segment for, like, the promo for your episode because I love that. Yes, let's
Yeah.
try a little exercise, it's so fun.
Let me move my stuff because my phone is dying.
Okay,
Um,
girl.
it may sound a little loud right now, but sorry.
You're good. I'm so glad that we can try this exercise. As I told you guys, I have a horrible time writing and like the only thing I'm glad about is I've been consistently writing on my journal for
Yeah.
what is now like a year. and that's the most consistent I've ever been with anything.
Okay, when we get off of this,
Mhm.
send me your address and I'll send you a book.
No. Oh my
So,
gosh.
can you hear me?
Heck yeah.
Okay. So you can get. Oh, I didn't grab the book. Hello,
Oh
what am I
my
doing?
gosh. Yes, I would love to get one. I'm like trying to support every Latina I can out here. I'm like ready to buy scrunchies and bathing suits.
Yeah, I know. Literally. I feels like the fourth grade again when you're making all those friendship bracelets.
Right, right.
Um, so yeah, you can get your hand. So I have two versions of this book. You can get it in a digital form where you can do it like I'm an iPad girly, like you said. So
Mhm.
I like doing digital art sometimes. So sometimes digital it works better for me, but you can also get it as like a book.
Okay, bet.
Um,
I like the book because I don't have I really don't have an iPad.
yeah. So I have two shops. I have one. The book is on Amazon and the digital one is on Etsy. So I'll ship one to you when we get off of
Oh,
this.
you're so sweet. Thank
Yeah, you're
you.
welcome. Yeah, anything for healing, girl. Yes.
Yes, right, anything for healing. That's why I was like, if I don't open my podcast to talk about healing with other girlies, how am I ever gonna heal from this?
Yes. For real, yeah. It's sometimes it's really hard to think about, but like I don't want to say you need to force yourself to do it, but you definitely have to
Face
just
it.
think of what yeah, exactly, of ways to release it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, I agree. I love this exercise,
Yeah, okay.
honestly.
So let's try and find a good one. Okay. So, do you want to do the affirmations?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, this is something I wrote on March 25th, 2022. And the self-care of the day was me. So, the affirmations is I am proud of me. Today will be a day full of blessings. Today I choose peace. I am confident and strong and my day is glowing, growing and healing.
Okay, go through each sentence and I'll repeat after you.
Okay. I am proud of me.
I am proud of me.
Today will be a good day full of blessings.
Today will be a good day full of blessings.
Today I choose peace.
Today I choose peace.
I am confident
I am confident.
and strong.
I am strong.
My day is glowing, growing, and healing.
My day is glowing, growing, and healing.
Yes.
I love these. Did you write them yourself?
I did, yeah. Well, that you can write these yourself. Like you
Yes,
can
like,
write whatever you
girl, that
want.
brain of yours. I love it. That was awesome.
Sorry you can't see me. That my phone is plugged in now. So
You're good, girl. The message is
okay.
coming through.
Okay, so today's prompt is what are your best traits you had as a kid that you wish you still had?
Wow, these are deep. Okay.
Yes. I
Hmm.
purposely made them really hard.
Yes, yes. Golly. Okay, let me think. What did you write?
I actually didn't write anything on this one.
Oh,
So
perfect, perfect.
we're
Clean
doing it
slate.
together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Um,
Uh, you can go first while I think, 'cause oh, brother.
yeah, I think the first thing that comes in mind is having that spark before it was taken away from me.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know if you can relate to this, but as a kid, I grew up Christian. I grew up in the church, and you're always being judged. You're always being looked at, and anything you say, wear, do, you're being judged. So I think I shied away from being myself as a kid because of all of that. And I just wish I still had that trait of like being confident and being that spark that was that little girl back then. Because
Yeah.
I was like a performer child, and now I'm like
Really?
too shy to do anything. Yeah.
What did you used to do?
Sing and dance, like any like Spanish music would go on, I'd be like performing with my friends and making routines and stuff like that. I wish I still had that trait, but yeah. Not that I want to make
Oh.
routines at 27 years old, but
Yeah, yeah. No, girl. I sometimes you gotta heal your inner child by doing all these like what we call childish things, but it's not. It's really just things that we stopped doing, you know? So I
yeah.
love that though. I was a performer child as well. Um I was in the church as well, and I did chorus. I did all like
Hmm.
I did the chorus from the school, I did the chorus out of the school, I did the chorus that was like more like would perform in the different schools, the one from the church, and then another
Yeah.
like girl, all I did
Me
was sing.
too. Yes, me too. Yeah. I used to
Yeah.
play the drums for a little bit, but yeah, singing was definitely like my go to. I do remember, did you grow up Christian? Did you
Mhm.
say? Okay. I do remember someone, like a priest, coming up and being like, your voice is gonna like change the world or something. And I was only like 10 years old, but I still remember that
Oh.
till this day. And I've always wondered like what that could be. And now that I'm remembering, I'm like, this is what it is. Like right now,
Yep.
all of us being together is definitely what like was aligned for us.
Yes, and girl, you're about to fall in love with a microphone. You're about to be on that microphone all the time, so that voice is going to move mountains.
I yes, yours too. I hope the best for all of us for sure.
Right? We're gonna do this. Yes, we got this. But
Exactly, we got this.
right? That's why I had to call it that. But I would say to answer the prompt, I would say the same thing. Like I from being a kid, I missed not really giving a heck,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
just doing me. No one came to ask, no one came to like check my work, no one came to criticize. So in my own world, I was just like everything's great, nothing's wrong. I'm doing just fine.
yeah,
And I guess that's what I miss mostly because now I don't take criticism very well. Like I'll take it and I need it and I understand how it can help me. So I
yeah.
do use it. So like even when you finish this podcast with me, you'll get an email tomorrow for me to ask for feedback. Like I understand the value in it. It's just
Hmm.
I had to learn how to not take it personally.
Yeah.
And I guess I miss the feeling of not having all these eyes on you and
Hmm.
not having to fit someone's expectations and stuff. It's like I'm still healing on that side of
Yeah.
me, but I miss just feeling like what I did was good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where
But
that's where I
yeah,
am. Mhm.
I think that sometimes that stems from like feeling the lack of confidence. And you're sometimes like I have to remind myself that I'm still learning. Like not everything is going to be perfect, and as long as I'm trying my best, that's all that matters. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying out here. We're
Yeah.
trying, but as we wrap up this episode, I really want to ask you for some advice for our
Yeah.
Latinas. I've been asking all my girlies kind of what is a piece of advice that you can give us based on experience? It doesn't even have to be about like growth and healing. It could even just be like, I don't know, make sure to wear your sunscreen. But
Yes,
what
wear your sunscreen and drink water, please.
Right? I need my girls to really be wearing their sunscreen and drinking their water because they don't understand how that's vital, but I wanna hear something from you based on your experience, even maybe, like, your relationship. What's something that, you would tell a teenage girl that's about to go in this world and be their own person?
Yeah. I think I would say make sure that you're good at the end of the day because that's all that matters. Like you only have yourself. And if you're not good, nothing around you is going to be good. So just making sure that you're prioritizing yourself first before anything else is definitely something that everyone should keep in mind.
Yes, we love that. That was perfect, Leandra. Like, love that. Well, girly, I am so grateful that you hopped on here, and I am so excited for your podcast to blow up.
Thank
Latina po-
you.
Podcast. You guys go follow her on Instagram, and she will be posting all her episodes on Spotify. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on Stitcher, I believe. There's a couple more. I can give you a link that has everything, but there's a few other sites that it's on as well.
Awesome. Yes. And that's what I love about Anchor. It made it so easy to put in so many spaces.
Yeah.
You need to teach me how to do it on Apple though, because that one was a headache.
Yeah, no, it was a headache, but I figured it out. So yeah, let me know.
Okay,
We
bet.
can we can do like a little meeting or something about
Yes, yes.
it.
But thank you
um,
so much for being here, Lisandra. Do you
yeah.
have anything else, any nugget that you want to give us? Anything at all?
Oh, I think this was amazing. Before we do hang up, though, do you mind if I ask you some questions so that this doesn't like only it's not only about me on my side?
Yes. No, I'm for it. I'm for it. I love questions.
Okay. Okay. So so first of all, who are you and where are you from?
Okay, so my name is Maria Elisa, but people call me Mari. I am a 23-year-old Sag from Caguas, Puerto Rico, and I'm also half Dominican. And I identify as a very extroverted and unhinged Latina.
I love the unhinged, honestly.
Yes, yes, very unhinged. No matter who I'm around, I'd be crazy. But yes, I that's me.
So, what made you want to create this space?
This is I've been waiting to be asked this for like forever. But I mean I
I
have been
love
asked, but
that.
I've been wanting to dive into it. But I really this is what I've done since I was little. So like for example in 3rd grade, we had our field day coming up and
Yeah,
I decided to start a little practice like field day or whatever um and during like receso, and I just made a cute flyer at home and printed out like enough for my whole class, brought it in, and I was like, hey, during recess let's all get together and practice because we gotta win the field day. And everyone showed up, and I got a vice president, and it was just structured play,
oh
like
my
it
god.
wasn't crazy, but that's kind of who I am and why I do what I do is because I'm assuming it's because I want to give others what I've always wanted someone to give me, and it was just
Hmm.
a sense of community and
Yes,
to
yeah.
feel seen and included, and that my opinion matters. And so that's what I did in 3rd grade, and that's what I did in high school. I also did that in college. I started an organization, Scientific Wolves of Tomorrow, to help other girls kind of use the resources that you got as a club for them to practice their leadership skills and host their own events of whatever they wanted it to be about. So
That
this
is
is just me.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just me being me, and I guess it's just coming up to a bigger scale at this point. I'm very overwhelmed, but
That is
um
so amazing.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is just what I like to do. I just feel purposeful.
Yeah.
I feel like I could die tomorrow and I'm like, I did it. I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
So, you said you had siblings. What
Mhm.
is one of your favorite memories?
Um, as I told you, I didn't grow up with them. Like I saw them from time to time.
Yeah.
But I still like lived with just my mom and my dad. But I would say a favorite memory is with my like middle half sister, she literally just snatched me from home and went through my closet and said, "What can you wear right now that could in any way say that this is a costume?" And all I had was a kimono that my brother brought from like, gave me from Japan, and and so my sister, this is not good or okay now, but my sister dressed me up and took me to McDonald's where they were
Oh,
having, like, an event of, like a Halloween costume contest, and I came in,
yeah.
like, 3rd place
Oh
just
my.
off of the kimono, and, like, I'll never forget that because it was so out of nowhere, and it was very much something that was, like, for kids my age, which I never got to do because my parents are, like, are older people. My dad is 74 now, and my mom's 65, so
Oh
I was always
wow.
around the older people. I was just very bored. My childhood was boring, that's what I would call it.
Yeah. So
So
that's why you're unhinged now.
Girl, yes, I'm telling you, everything I'm doing now is because I didn't have it before, so everything I do is just trying to make up for it, so I'm
Yes.
thankful that my sister kinda took me out of my comfort zone at times and let me feel like I was a kid.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question. Are you a Starbucks girly or a Dunkin's girly? And what is your order?
Oh my god! I've always been wanting to oh, this is the question of the year. Okay, because 'cause I've asked this all my life. I'm like, "Are you a Starbucks girly or are you Dunkin' girly?" 'Cause, that tells me a lot, but, I am proud to say I am a Dunkin' girly, and my order will forever and always be the Charlie.
Oh
Um,
my god! Everyone says the same thing. That was
really?
really good. Yes.
Get out.
That
They know
drink,
about the Charlie?
no, that drink was so good.
It was
Yes.
girl, it's like, I
Yeah.
ordered one thing different one time, and I said, I regret this to in every and in every which way. It had, like I was like, "No, the Charlie for life," and at this point, I don't know if anyone knew, but for a good minute, they didn't have it in the app. And then, maybe I
Oh my
guess someone
gosh.
complained and they put it on the app, and you
Yeah.
can't even see it on the, like when you're pulling up to the drive-through, they don't even have it there anymore. So, like,
Yeah.
if you're a Dunkin' girly and you order a Charlie, it's because you know. You know. You are a veteran.
That is so funny. Okay, so tell us where we can find you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram with the handle Chico We Got This _pod, and the same for TikTok, Chico We Got This _pod, and on YouTube as Chico We Got This, and it's all We Got This because we do.
We
So
do.
I called
Yes.
it
I
that
love your
everywhere.
name. Yeah, so make sure you guys go follow her. It was such a nice time talking to you, and I can't wait to grow with you because this has been
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I hope that all of our plans come to life and we can actually meet in real life or in person.
Yes, we are
So
hosting that event, period.
yes, please. I'm so excited for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
No,
I'm
thank
glad to be a
you.
part of your podcast. I hope we can do this again and see
Yes,
the growth,
please.
it would be so cool,
Yes.
and maybe I can go to Houston, we can do it face to face,
That would be great. Yes. Maybe
right?
I can have you in a segment, the girls' bathroom segment. Maybe you can come on and we can talk about like random stuff and
Yes,
yeah, not
yes.
everything has to be so serious.
No, right? We can talk about Duncan in the movies and
Yeah.
just, chill stuff.
Yes, yeah. So I know you've been booked up. So whenever you have any spare time and you want to do that, just let me know and we can definitely set that up. Yeah, that'd be a
Yes,
lot of fun.
girl.
We
I'm
can
so
ask
grateful
people
for
questions.
you.
Yeah, people can send us their most craziest questions and we can talk about
Right? Make it
it.
like a little Q&A sesh the day before and then, like, get all the questions together and just go through
Yes,
that stuff. Oh, that'd be
yes.
awesome.
That would be so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yes. So thank you, girly. I'm so
Thank
grateful we
you.
did this.
Yeah, just email me if you have any questions.
Of course,
Okay.
and, we'll definitely set up a time for us to talk more about
Yeah.
your journal as well, because I think that's
Yeah.
very interesting. I didn't know you had a journal. So yes, I would love to know more about that. You have an Amazon storefront, right? Or I don't know if
Not a
that's what it's called.
storefront, no. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link to book the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
want to be a part of the storefront thing because I've been hearing it everywhere.
I know. No, for real. I want to be like a Latina show my outfits girl. Like that's what I'm striving to be on TikTok.
Got you, got you. And TikTok is a perfect place for that. So,
Yes.
yes, yes, get ready with me. But
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that we had our time here, and I cannot wait to have you again and actually see you in person when I go to Houston. So,
Yes.
we'll plan that out. But for
Yes.
now, chicas, remember to follow her on Instagram and listen to her podcast, Latinas Talk or Latina Talk Pod.
Yes.
But thank you, girly, and I really hope you have a good night.
Thank you
And
so
thank you
much.
so much. All right,
Bye.
girl. Bye.